Hi, it's Kim Connolly from KC Health Coaching.
And I'm Sophie from Real Health with Heart.
Welcome to our first episode of our 5-week summer series. The first episode is called Overindulgence and Getting Back on Track.
So we're really just going to be looking at some of the main symptoms and concerns that happen to our bodies after we've overindulged. We've all been there, we all know what it feels like, and we're going to give you some pointers to help address that and just to help your body cope and get back on track after this has occurred.
So some of the characteristics of overindulging would be heartburn, reflux, digestive difficulties, the dreaded flatulence, diarrhea, bloating. Can it get any worse, Sophie? What else?
Even like fatigue. We've all heard of a food coma. What happens in a food coma is your body can't cope with what you've eaten and doesn't have the digestive ability to help you assimilate all of that, so your body just shuts down. So we want to help you cope with that so you don't stay in a food coma.
Other things that come from overindulgence are headaches, cravings, and really, really important are self-loathing and negative self-talk, which we often do after we've kind of fallen off our food wagon, or we've overindulged and we really, really feel sick about it and feel bad about it and talk badly to ourselves.
Yeah, and so we just want you to know it's not the end of the world and you can get back on track quite easily. So we're going to start with a few tips to help you move through this.
Okay, number 1, drink lots of water the next day because you really need to rehydrate your system. Alcohol and things like that can dehydrate you, as well as the foods that you're eating that have lots of salt and sugar in them when you've been out. Lots of alcohol is really high in sugar content, so that will dehydrate you.
And so the importance of being rehydrated or properly hydrated is very, very paramount to efficient digestion and a healthy system. I'm sure we've all heard that our bodies are 75% water. Most of us, though, about 75% of Australians are dehydrated. So if you don't have enough fluid in your system, your body cannot move around the nutrients that it needs to make digestive secretions or eliminate wastes or toxins or just help to keep like the stool soft or move anything through your body. So it's very important to keep hydrated.
Now we're going to talk about subjects here that you may think are a little bit gross, like stool and diarrhea and things like that, but this will really help your body, and if you start to understand that a little bit better, you'll be able to see when your body is actually detoxing and getting rid of some of those toxins. So number 2 is make yourself a fresh juice or a smoothie with lots of greens, and exactly what I was just talking about. The greens will help things to move through your body much more easily, and the more greens you have, the quicker you're going to get those toxins out of your body. The other thing about making yourself a smoothie is that you're actually telling yourself, rather than having the negative self-talk, you're actually saying, I care. I care enough to get up even though I feel sick and feed my body. And self-care is what you really need at a time when you're feeling really badly about yourself.
Absolutely. And one of the other important things about self-care is it starts in your mind, and your mind is the head of your body, your soul. So if your mindset is right, then it will help your body follow suit, and it's a lot easier to get back on track and start following through with some physical problem solving or some physical points to put in place. Just touching on smoothies though, I wanted to add they're so important because a lot of the time we can put fresh living food in smoothies and then blend them to a really smooth consistency, and live food contains enzymes. Enzymes are so important for efficient digestion and detoxing our systems and keeping our systems functioning very smoothly and efficiently. When you eat macronutrients like proteins, fats, carbohydrates, they're big molecules, and your body needs them to be broken down into small molecules so that you can extract the nutrients from them and so that they can be used to build health rather than to just pull you down. So enzymes break up those macronutrients into micronutrients, which are what we need to be able to assimilate. So enzymes are in living foods, alive foods, not cooked or heat-destroyed foods.
Which is one of the reasons I'm a raw-tarian and eat an awful lot of raw food.
And we're not saying that you can't eat cooked foods. I actually quite like a very nourishing cooked diet. I mean, plenty of raw as well, but you don't have to be a raw-tarian to be healthy. So we're just saying if you've overindulged and your body needs help producing some enzymes, raw food is the way to get it.
Okay, so number 3 is back on the same subject. Eat lots and lots of greens because they'll move the toxins out of your body quickly. Number four, not number 3, number 4, is go outside and put your feet on the grass and ground yourself. Again, you're feeling headachy, you're feeling sick, you just think, I'm just going to lay here on the lounge, I'm just not going to move, or I'm going to drag myself into work and feel bad the whole day. If you go outside and you actually put your feet in the grass and reconnect yourself with the earth, just give yourself a moment to start feeling better and start thinking positively.
And that's not all as esoteric as it sounds. There's actually a lot of science behind that. Because we're predominantly water in our bodies, we react with the earth and the electrical charge of the earth. So the negative ions that are in water, in the ground, and that are produced by the activity of the electromagnetic earth movements actually charge our bodies. And when we operate in a system of negative ions, it helps to resolve a lot of health issues and a lot of stagnation, such as headaches or poor digestion or sluggish energy levels. So wet ground, like damp grass or wet sand at the beach, is quite amazing for recharging those negative ions. So that's a really good place to go and walk barefoot. It's probably why we all love walking on the beach barefoot.
And negative ions and negative thoughts. Again, you'll be doing self-care, and when you're doing self-care, you're going to start to feel better from a psychological point of view. Now, speaking of psychological points of view, number 6 is if you feel like doing some emotional eating, then at least pick a healthy treat. You're already detoxing from the night before, so pick a healthy treat like raw cake or air popped popcorn with Celtic sea salt on it, or dark chocolate. Now, if you don't like dark chocolate, start eating a bit of dark chocolate. I actually suggested to my mother that she should eat dark chocolate almonds and milk chocolate almonds because she didn't like dark chocolate. So I suggested that she mix the two, and she starts off with half and half, dark and chocolate and milk chocolate, and then slowly takes out the milk chocolate until she has more and more dark chocolate in a mixture. And then over a couple of weeks of time of doing that mixture, she would get to like the dark chocolate better than the milk chocolate. And the good thing about that is you cannot eat anywhere near as much dark chocolate as you can milk chocolate, because the body recognizes the nutrients in the dark chocolate and the body will shut off. If the body can recognize those nutrients, it will tell your head, okay, we've had enough, there are enough nutrients here, we don't need any more. So dark chocolate is the way to go.
Yeah, and that works across the board for anything. So when your body is craving something, it's because you're not actually craving a sweet cake. You're craving nutrients, and your body's saying, I don't have enough good fats and I don't have enough nutrients. So you're feeling hungry because you've got hormones driving that hunger, wanting you to go and find those nutrients. Often though, we just have quick treats lying around that we grab something sweet and sugary, and it's not going to satisfy our body's nutrient requirements. It will give us a blood sugar level spike, and we might feel initially like we've got a bit more energy, but then the blood sugar will come down again and we will fall into a slump. And so your body gets stuck in this really horrible cycle of blood sugar spikes and slumps, and that leads to an even more vicious cycle of fatigue and energy lows, and then nutrient deficit.
And bad moods.
Bad moods, and it affects hormones both in men and women. It affects blood pressure, it affects digestion on a whole, it affects adrenal gland functioning, which comes right back to energy. So do you wake up in the morning with lots of energy, or do you wake up feeling like honestly you haven't had a night's sleep? That is because your body doesn't have the nutrients it needs to drive proper circadian rhythm and hormonal function, and that's all related to blood sugar levels. So don't think that it's a small issue. Blood sugar is so important, and you keep blood sugar levels stable by eating foods that help to just release sugar gradually throughout the day in a sustained way, rather than just one big whack of sugar and then nothing. So Kim,
some low GI foods that you could eat when you're feeling this way that will help your blood sugar level to stabilize are things like carrots, asparagus, avocados, beans, legumes, nuts, broccoli, cabbage, fennel, kale. There are lots of them. Now, but what I'd also like to say about those is that if you have avocado and beans, for example, let me give you a good idea. If you're feeling that way, make yourself some healthy nachos. You could make fewer corn chips on the bottom. Get some healthy corn chips, not ones that have got all kinds of MSG in them. But get a couple of healthy corn chips or even some pieces of pita bread and make a guacamole that is avocado, garlic, tomatoes, some fresh onion, and you can put some beans with it. So especially the avocado and the beans. The avocado has got really good fats in it, and the beans, anybody who knows me knows how much I love beans. Beans are so good because they build muscle. They're really good protein, but they also eat away at fat. So you're going to be eating something that feels like junk food, but it's actually really, really good for you. And the avocado, personally, if I haven't eaten an avocado within 2 days, my hands start to hurt. I get arthritis in my hands, and they start to hurt. And within 20 minutes of eating avocados, even half an avocado, my hands don't hurt any longer. So the fats in avocados, I can personally tell you, are incredibly powerful. So those are some good things. That's one really good thing to do because you're kind of feeling like you're eating junk food, but make the stuff on top much bigger than the corn chips on bottom. And you will get a good, nutrient-rich junk food pick-me-up. And you'll also feel better about yourself because you're doing something good for yourself.
Yeah, and part of the importance of fats is there are some nutrients that are fat soluble, which means your body can't actually absorb those nutrients unless you have a good fat. And I'm not talking about like a rancid fat from a fried donut. I mean good fats like avocados or a good coconut oil or an olive oil or even grass-fed butter. Real fats that your body can recognize as food and as nutrient carriers. So very important to include fats in your diet. And you'll also notice as you include proper fats and good proteins in your diet, your cravings will reduce. And that's because these foods, fats and proteins, are helping to stabilize the way that your body metabolizes carbohydrates. So you won't get spiky and you will feel fuller for longer. It also helps your body to produce the hormones which trigger the hunger reflex or the satiety reflex, like how full you feel or how many munchies, how many cravings you've got.
And finally, we'll just talk a little bit about guilt, because when you've fallen off the food wagon or even the alcohol wagon, you feel bad because you just feel like you've done the wrong thing for yourself. My suggestion is stop the negative talk and do something good for yourself to get back on track. Because as soon as the negative talk starts in your head, you can say, yes, well, I did go outside and stand in the grass for a couple of minutes. I did make myself a green smoothie. Yes, I did something bad last night, but today I'm going to feel better about myself. The other thing that you can do is, and this is a little trick, you can actually call somebody up from the party or wherever you were last night and help them out. Talk to them and see how they're feeling, because by helping someone else, your mood will improve. So one last thing is maybe make a little gratitude list. Think of all the things you didn't do last night, and hopefully you'll remember everything you did last night, or you can make a phone call and find out. But there would probably be lots of foods that you didn't eat and maybe some alcohol you didn't drink. So always try to look on the positive side, because by going on to the negative side and beating yourself up, it'll just mean that then you'll start feeling bad and you'll crave something bad. So it's all about the whole mind and body when we're looking at how to get back on track.
Yeah. And so setting that foundation right, just understanding that it's not just one thing that you do. It's not just what you avoid or just one thing that you put in. It's a lifestyle of everything. So in that, I just want to talk about some essential oils that you can use, some therapeutic grade essential oils that you can use to help yourself get back on track. There are so many oils that actually enhance digestion by reoxygenating the cells and helping the cells to be able to more easily absorb nutrients. Also, there are essential oils like the citrus oils, lemon, grapefruit, lime, that actually help your body to break down fats. And as those fats are broken down and released, these essential oils contain a constituent called D-limonene, which stimulates the detoxification pathways in your liver. And as these pathways are stimulated, your body is happy to release more fat and more toxins from that stored fat. And you will find yourself losing weight, feeling better, and detoxing gently along the way. Other oils that you can use like fennel, tarragon, anise, peppermint, they all help to relax the smooth muscle in your digestive system. And as these muscles are relaxed, it will help with things like bloating or cramping, or just when you're stressed, your body will tense up and you won't actually release digestive secretions. So these oils work on a neural pathway with your brain and the vagus nerves in your stomach, and they can help to relax and stimulate the digestive process. Oils for mood and emotion. If you're feeling low, or you're beating yourself up, or you're feeling too fatigued to get up and do anything, oils can help motivate you. Some of the bright citrus oils are quite stimulating. They lift the mood. Frankincense is an amazing confidence booster, and it just keeps your mind alert, but it will also work through your body to help your body follow through with those positive thoughts. Frankincense and peppermint have actually been shown in clinical trials to increase the physical performance that you get when you exercise. So on 5 different parameters like fatigue, energy, time to exhaustion, the strength during that, and the oxygen utilization, peppermint will actually help your body to get more out of your exercise. So many different essential oils can help. They're a great little tool, very easy to use. You can just add them to your water or put them directly on your skin, and they will absorb through your skin into your bloodstream and then work with different receptor sites in your body. So I'm happy to talk to more of you about that if you leave comments below the video. And Kim also has contact details below for health coaching and personal guidance through a lot of conditions that you may be needing help with.
So ask us some questions. We'd love to find out what you do to get back on track when you've overindulged. And we'll let you know when the next one is.
So keep in touch and we'll see you then.
See ya.